Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome back, Asians and Thrivers, family caregivers, to Lana's Little Things with me, Dr. Lana, specialist gerontologist. Where we talk on all things on living agelessly, bridging generational gaps, which we really need. Family caregiving, so much to talk about with that one. Entrepreneurship and just life itself. And we are in part two. I know everybody's asking, when is it coming? So this is part two of how dementia caregiving does not change over the holiday season, whatever holiday you celebrate. Even if you don't, and you've got family and friends coming around because it might be vacation time or they're coming in for a short time or a longer time, it does not change your role as a family caregiver. It does not know it is the end of the year and that holidays are coming. There's still things to do, like clockwork every day. And I know family caregivers, the word is family just not understanding that this does not change and it's not as straightforward as it looked. Now, we looked at 5 points last week. We covered those. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with a friend because we all need a problem shared is a problem halved, right? True. So, and as many things as we can do to help each other, awesome. So, we're going to discuss the next five. How can we decide? How can it be good for us, for family caregivers? How can you manage to make the holiday season, your participation in it, festive, joyful, and everybody can end as friends? You know how how we say. So we are going from number six. And number six is, we talked about it already. Maintain routine. Can't stress that enough. Because even though family and friends, you may have gotten everybody to delegate. You may have said, well, I can't spend so long. You may have been able to get the quiet room, decide who's coming. The routine of day to day remains the same. So the daily schedule of medication must be on time. Meal times must be regular and on time. The scheduling of the day itself, and especially if the person you're taking care of has any form of dementia and any form of sundowning, we've spoken about that. You do know that bedtime setting up has got to be like clockwork, or nobody will sleep for the whole night or days. Let's put it that way. So it's important to not just remember that for yourself as a family caregiver and think, can I really continue and go to this and go to this gathering or decide on this? And can we manage? Call family friends, call your friends. Everyone can chip in, but if they can't, because the person with dementia may not recognize them or may only know you and safe with you, and they might get all disoriented and agitated, just bear in mind, stick to the routine. If you can stick to your routine of meals, medication, schedules, and bedtime especially, that'll be awesome. It's important for them, for their mental health, for your mental health. Because, hey, you're the person bearing the load. But you also want to have a festive time for yourself as well. It's just, you just want to have a good time. And remember, you know what? Life still continues. I feel like I've lost so much of my life. Family caregivers often say that. And in caregiving, even if you're not the main caregiver, you feel like you've lost something. Like there's something missing. You could have had a little more. There's a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of love. There's joys, but there's a lot of sacrifice. And you don't want to just feel like the sacrificial lamb. You do want to feel as though you can be joyful as well. Only a few more days left in the year. But kadir, as we say here. Just want to give grace for the space. Having said that, one of the points from last week was there's so much lights and songs and noise and gatherings and crowds, and you may not be one to go out in the crowd, and you have to prepare for where you're going. If you're going with friends and family, that be aware you want the quiet room. This is kind of a reminder, but it's also just emphasizing That's a sensory overload. So imagine you're in a room, you've been in quiet time, you have a particular routine. Your brain isn't always, those boxes in your brain, memory boxes, aren't always opening and closing as they should. The nerves aren't talking to each other as they should. As a family caregiver, you recognize that sometimes loud noises startle. They startle anybody, but it can be very disruptive. So remember at holiday times, no matter where you go, no matter what holiday, there's a lot of lights. There's lights if it's Christmas, there's lights if it's Diwali, there's lights at Hanukkah, there's lights at I can't remember, but there's lights everywhere. And even might be around your neighborhood. So you don't even have to go outdoors to hear the music, see the bright lights. And then if you do go by family or friends, there's a lot of strong scents. Remember, we said keep it simple, so you want to simplify tradition in your home. Strong smells, loud noises, bright lights, those can be very disorienting. So just be mindful that it is a lot, and that can increase agitation, uh, increase restlessness, decrease appetite, and decrease the desire to take medication, which they will need. So we're talking about calm, and we're talking about being as not predictable, but as normal as possible, so that everyone can stay calm and rested and still feel, because there's some parts of the brain that's going to remember, hey, I used to do this, this was a nice time. And there's still some boxes that can open and bring nice times. So it does take a little thought, a little planning, but just bear in mind, this is the reason why we don't want the loud noises and so on. It's too much. It's an overload on the senses. There's and then it's gonna spill over to you. You don't want good night's sleep. You don't want to have fun, or at least feel as though you were part of something that was, family time and fun. Yeah, you do. So that's number 7. What's 8? Okay, so we talked a little bit about this. You may not be able to travel as far, even if the drive is like 10 minutes. Trust it takes like 5 hours to plan for 10 minutes. Don't do it if it's gonna stress you out. It just will make sense. You go home, you're sitting there, you're resentful. The person's like, "Huh? Who are you? I don't know who sure you are," and they're getting agitated and so on. So if travel is too difficult, you're like, "Okay, you know what? I want to see you guys. I want to see what's happening. I want to still be in the things. We want to still talk. We want to sing. We want to go through what your family traditions were, but we're gonna do it by Zoom." We're gonna do it by FaceTime. We're gonna do this by WhatsApp, video call, whatever you can do it. And if it's overseas family members, they can come in too. So it makes it feel like a bigger gathering, but it's you can do that. Your loved one can be resting, or they can come for a part of it, and you can still chat and bring out your, juice, water, whatever you may want to drink, or and celebrate with everybody else. If you so that takes away a lot of the overwhelm of crowd and noise, and so hey, seems like a win-win. But there are times when you do want to be in person, and hugs are love. I'm a hugger, and hugs are love, and they really do give you a good energy. But if you must, just go by Zoom and meet another time. It might just be easier. Remember, if you do go, you're not going for as long, and you're going in a quiet space, and you're not going too far. What's the second last thing? Number 9. Well, would you be surprised if I told you it was practical self care? Getting you in. Because you're getting the other person ready, and we're going to be ready, and we're going to do this. And then you're like, no, I'm just going to put on a scarf and forget about the earrings. And I don't remember where the lipstick is, if that's what you use, or any of the other decorations that you may do. 10 minutes of your time to do you, how you feel comfortable. Put on your favorite color, put on your favorite design, put on your favorite shoes, anything that makes you feel zesty and comfortable, and and confident and ready, listen to some music, get yourself in the process, just read, sit, cool out until you go, or sit and cool out to the Zoom time. Just give yourself 10 minutes. I'd really like to give you like 20 minutes, but I know sometimes that's not realistic. All right, we're trying to work with it. And what's the final one? After all that responsibility and planning and asking and delegating and making a way and thinking about it, what would be the point if you didn't have a joy in the small moment? Nothing is perfect. Nothing is gonna is not it never goes as straightforward as planned. But look for the joy. Look out for the moments where you see your loved one have a spark of recognition. That's always lovely to watch when I see that. And look for the spark of joy in yourself. Be mindful of all your senses as well. Focus on the meaning connection that this time of the year has for you and your family. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be meaningful. And the small moments are where the joy comes. Nothing big and elaborate and showy is one thing, but you know what? The best of joys come in the quiet moments. The sit down, the reminiscing, simple cup of cocoa, coffee, tea, whatever is your choice. Reflect on times, talk about the good times, and that'll just leave you. That fills your heart with joy. So remember, it isn't about the big things. It can be done. So we're gonna just summarize those last five, starting from 10. 10. Seek joy in the small moments. 9. Please give yourself about 10 or so minutes minimum to just take care of you and dress yourself and look pretty. Embrace, if you cannot travel, embrace FaceTime, Zoom, all the um, the easier ones, the simpler ones. If you do go out, remember that it's a lot of overload. That's number 7, sensory overload. 6, maintain your routine. Maintain the routine. You're gonna get the previous 5. Just look back at part 1 and you have the previous 5. So with all those 10, it's coming down to the end of the year. Just wishing you, it is the end of the year. Just wishing you have a great time with your family. It isn't gonna be forever. Moments, special moments, don't last forever, but they do in our memories. Memories don't leave like people do. They always stay with you. Sound familiar? So from my heart to yours, Dr. Nana saying, just cherish the small moments. And from next week, the 21st, we're going to be doing a challenge that goes right into the new year. You're gonna see it. Look out for that. It's just for you. Again, family caregivers. And each day is going to bring a special challenge. So just look out for that. Have a wonderful time, and we will talk some more. Remember, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can always email me. Information is there. Link me up. We can chat. You can have a free Zoom consult if it's overwhelming, and we're good to go. So from my heart to yours, that's what I'm saying. Cherish the small moments. Bye.